Hello and welcome to Grumpy Vegan. Grandad Dan here. This video is my thoughts on camera about my journey up to this point and how I'm feeling about it all. I mean, let's start off with why I'm vegan. Now I am vegan because, and I'm reading this, 80 billion animals a year are killed for food. That's 6,666,000,000 a month, 220 million a day, 9.2 million an hour, 2,500 a second. And these are all babies, at the very most 6 months old. But they don't take into consideration other industries, such as leather, fur, animal testing, hunting, entertainment, racing. These figures don't take into consideration 5 billion male chicks who get gassed or ground up alive without even seeing the sunset every year. They do not take into consideration the pet industry that breeds millions of animals into existence, especially dogs, with over 200 million strays on our planet right now. They do not take into consideration the millions of horses used in sport for humans to gamble on or ride on their backs, or greyhounds or horses in carts. They don't take into consideration the 2 to 3 trillion fish and marine animals. Over 100,000 dolphins, small whales and porpoises are deliberately killed in various countries each year. Over 300,000 whales and dolphins are killed every single year as bycatch of industrial fishing. 73 to 100 million sharks are killed annually just for the fins. That's why I'm vegan. So I'm going to talk now, and I'm just going to give you my feelings and what's been happening with me. I'm going to try not to cut it too much, but if you do see a cut, it's because there's been a gap, a long pause. So, as some of you know, I mean, this is relevant, but as some of you know, I've recently got medication for ADHD. And for 3 months, I took that medication. And it gave me an insight into the neurotypical world, the normals. And what I found was that I could see things from a different perspective. I could logically follow on and see the emotion and see how things evolved and how things fitted in together, which is something I couldn't or can't see as a neurodiverse person. Distraction and impulsivity literally guides my life for me. So that causes me to do a few things. I might react in a certain way. I might knee-jerk react. I don't think things through. So at times I've said and done things that later on I regret, which will become relevant later. So I'm talking to you unmedicated right now because I want to speak to you as me. And for 56 years I've been me. I'm only going to use the medication when I need it, when I need to sit down and concentrate. But what I've observed is that the vegan movement is fucking bitchy and full of jealousy and full of clout chasers, and it can be a very toxic place to be in the vegan animal rights movement. So I've done a lot of thinking. A lot of thinking. I mean, what are we trying to do here? What is our goal to do? We want to start with, not the end goal, to start with, to get as many people vegan as possible. As many people as possible to boycott the animal agricultural industry and as many of the other industries as we possibly can. We've seen a lot of non-vegans at Camp Beagle because they love the dogs. There's opportunities there to get them to look at the big picture, the whole picture. But our ultimate goal is to get people to boycott the industry. But it seems that for some people that's not enough. If you're vegan, you must become an animal rights activist. You must speak up about it. And yes, I totally agree. But that's not the goal. It would be nice, but getting people to boycott the industry and become vegan is the goal to start with. This is stage one. It's got to be. It can't be any other way. And there's people out there who won't put themselves out there. And you compare it to, a lot of people compare it to the civil rights movement or the gay rights movement. You know, you wouldn't stay silent about something like that. But human nature gets in the way, doesn't it? You know, white people, they didn't like, a lot of them didn't agree with the civil rights movement. A lot of them did agree with it. But a lot of people didn't. They didn't want black people to have rights. They didn't want gay people to have rights. A lot of religious people don't want gay people to have rights or get married or whatever. And at the time, it was all legal. But what we're dealing with at the moment is something that's people can't relate to. Because the victims in the other cases had a voice and could look you in the eye and tell you how they're being treated, and you could relate to that. But animals can't do that. So it's very, very hard to get people to relate to it. It's normalised. It's normality. It's the vegans who are the oddballs to the people who don't understand it. We're the fucking oddballs. And it's a massive change for people in their minds. We know it's not, but in their minds, it's a massive change. It's too much. People have got enough going on, especially the working class people of most countries. They're trying to keep their head above water. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh, he sounds like an apologist down here. Sounds like a bit of a vegan apologist. I'm not at all saying that. I'm just trying to be pragmatic about what we've got in front of us. I'm being honest. I'm speaking from the heart. So I don't give a fuck, really, what feedback I get, because this is my whole point. When some people speak their minds, or when some people react to things that have been said, the vegans come after them. Some vegans come after them. And this is what I mean about my ADHD. I'm impulsive. I don't think things through. And sometimes I'll reply to a message or do something without thinking about it. And then I'll get trashed. And yes, I'll change my mind, but that's the way I am. But not everybody's like me. Not everybody understands the movement or how it works. I hope I'm making sense here, but I'm just going to keep talking. But I've seen people, I've been a part of it, people having public arguments, public spats in vegan circles with each other, instead of just going behind the scenes and having a phone call or a video call with each other and thrashing out the problems there. No, they've got to fucking do something online, some drama, and put some drama out there. And yes, I agree, we've got to create drama sometimes to get people to watch stuff. Most of my videos where there's drama in them, where there's people shouting, where there's violence, where there's stuff going on, arguing, shouting, where there's drama, yes, it does draw people in, but some drama between vegans publicly, people just look and think, these people are just fucking weirdos. I do not want to be a part of it. I mean, there's sides of veganism, and you all know who you are. You're all going to know who you are when I talk about it. And really, I don't care. Do your response videos, do whatever. I might not say anything really fucking that controversial, really, that everybody knows anyway. But, you know, people slag off Joey Armstrong and Earthly Ned. David Rams. Lifting vegan logic, vegan gains. Because they're making a living out of veganism as though that's something wrong. You know? I'll go into Joey Armstrong later, but I'm trying to do a full-time job. I'm trying to chase a career. I'm trying to run a household and look after my family. And I'm trying to be a vegan advocate and put videos out there on YouTube. And this is why it's been so quiet on my channel. And other channels like Vegan Mooncat. He's got issues, he's got children, he's got things to do. And he's got to try and do his life and try and put out content and try and help people to go vegan. And it's fucking hard. It's fucking hard to juggle it. So these people who are getting paid to do vegan content, good luck to them. Because I certainly would be more effective if my full-time job was an animal rights activist, a vegan advocate. But people slag them off. These people are responsible for more vegan conversions than any other fucker on this fucking, on these platforms. And people talk about Joey, about, oh yeah, he gets all this money and all this stuff. But I've seen him firsthand how he works. I've worked with him. I've stayed at where he stays. He stays at Airbnbs. He doesn't stay in swanky hotels or fucking mansions. One time I stayed with him in Manchester, and it was a fucking shit-ass end of Manchester. Some rough little estate. He travels as least as possible. He has as least many people in his team as he possibly can. He's not throwing money around everywhere and having a lavish lifestyle off this. He's doing it on the bare bones of stuff, and I'm sure the others are too. But we need go-tos. We need to... I mean, we talk about people going vegan. I mean, there's other guys on there. There was a guy who I talked to and was quite a good vegan advocate. Not Your Mum, Not Your Milk. Andy. And he brought out some great videos, but he got way deep into it about the origins and about where it comes from and about the language, and he got entangled in all this. I mean, it's where veganism came from. Of course it is. But once you start going too deep into it and correcting everybody, and that's what he was doing. Another friend of mine put something on, why did he go vegan? And she put Joey Armstrong and Earthly Ned. And this massive long post come on about why she shouldn't have written that, and why she shouldn't have done that. Why not? And now this guy's disappeared off. It's got to him. You know? It's got to him. Because once you go down that road and start complicating everything and make it an issue and doing these long essays to people who've got it slightly wrong as to what veganism is about, then it's never ending. We've just got to accept that there's a wide variety of people that go vegan for completely... I went vegan for what I thought was health. I thought veganism was a diet. I thought veganism was a diet, and I adopted a vegan diet because I wanted to improve my health, which it did, because I did it right. But because I decided to go on a vegan diet because I thought it was healthy and thought it was a diet, I got exposed to veganism then. And who did I get exposed to? Joey Armstrong and Earthling Ed on YouTube. And once I started watching their content, I got it. And I've said this all along. Does it really fucking matter why people go vegan? Does it really matter? Oh, yeah, all right, yeah. There's people who go on it as a diet and they do it wrong and they fucking go back to murder, rape and oppression. But the amount of vegans in this country and on the planet are rising all the time. It's not going down, it's going up. So does it really fucking matter why people go vegan? Is it up to us to put people right if they say, oh, I've gone vegan for the environment. I've gone vegan for health. And then just to reply with a fucking essay, just slamming them and saying you should look at this, you look at... No. I don't give a fuck why people go vegan. As long as they stop this fucking horrible funding, this horrible, disgusting fucking industry that oppresses and fucking abuses animals. As long as they stop fucking paying into that shit, then I'm happy. I'm fucking happy. But what I'm not happy with is all the fucking gatekeepers who just fucking are up their own fucking asses and feel necessary to go fucking bait people and put people right and fucking correct people. Fuck off. Mind your own fucking business. Seven years I've been vegan now, 7 years. And I nearly fell into the trap of being these kind of people, putting people right. Nearly, but I didn't. Because I understand human and human nature and how people are. I understand my community. And you all understand your communities. If you live in a big farming community, you know you're going to have to fucking tread careful. You know, you may have to be an apologetic vegan. You may have to be one of those just to get in there, because that's what it's all about, getting in there and getting people to boycott the industry, get people to see animals as sentient beings that have their own feelings and thoughts. That's the key, eventually. But how you get them there, that doesn't fucking matter. I would have never fucking heard of veganism. I would never heard of veganism had I not thought, oh, I want to make myself more healthy. What's the healthiest diet? On to Google, what's the healthiest diet? The vegan diet is one of the healthiest diets. Boom, I'm in. I'm on that road. But luckily enough, no dickheads come on and started correcting me at that time. And I got it pretty fucking quickly then, through watching Joey Armstrong and Earthling Ed. We're never ever gonna move this movement forward as quickly while we're like this. We're never going to do it. Fact, we're seen as a fringe group. We're seen as this weird outliers. Okay, I've been told a million times, yeah, we would have invited you out, but all you go on about is veganism, veganism, veganism. Do I stop doing that? Do I stop doing that with friends and my social circles? If they ask me, I tell them. But we've got to treat people who are basically brainwashed, who are basically conditioned from the very beginnings of their life. We've got to understand that we're telling people, basically, they were adopted. Your parents aren't your real parents. That's what we're telling people. That's what it feels like to people. When we tell them about veganism and about the indoctrination, about how doctors have no training in nutrition, and about how the meat, dairy and egg industry tells us lies, it's a big fucking pill to swallow for these people, and we've got to accept that, like it or not. Like it or not. It's a big fucking pill, and it feels like a big jump to them. So we've got to use any method we can. And berating people for going vegan for environment, going vegan for health, is not going to help. It's not going to help. We've got to get them in there. We've got to get them in. There's a term, right? In my acting, there's a term, and it's called getting in the room, right? My goal in the early stages of my acting career at the moment, is getting in the room with casting directors. I ain't ever going to be an actor unless I get in the room. So I'm hustling. I'm trying to get in the room. I'm doing everything I can to get out there, putting my pictures here, there and everywhere, trying to get in the room, because otherwise I'll never make it. Unless I get in that room, I'll never make it. So we need to get non-vegans in the room. That's what we need to do. And however we get them in that room, it doesn't matter whether we lie, cheat or steal. We get them in that room. Once they're in that room, then we can start feeding them the animal rights message. But until that point, it's pointless. It's pointless. Because it's no use telling people if they're not fucking listening. And believe me, I know all about not listening. Conditioning is very, very strong. Conditioning by your parents, by your government, by your society, by your community is very, very strong. It's brainwashing on the highest level. I hated brown people with a vengeance. I hated them so much because of the colour of the skin. I hated them. I didn't see them as human. That is how strong conditioning is. And we're conditioning people all the time. You need milk for strong bones. It's all there. I just don't think people realise how entrenched it is in society, and how many people have no idea of what goes on. Even though they'll tell you they've no idea what goes on with animals on this planet. They've no idea how many animals get killed in horse racing or greyhound racing. They've no idea that when a horse goes lame, a horse race goes lame, it gets shot. They've no idea. They don't know that happens. They might see it occasionally. But most people have no idea what goes on and how rampant it is and how often it happens. They've no idea. They've no idea how many whales get trapped in nets. They've no idea that the shark fin industry is a massive fucking industry. They've no idea that bluefin tuna is an endangered species, and they've no idea that the only way that in Thailand the shrimp fishing people can survive is via using slaves. They've no idea. We've got to get people in the room, people. We've got to get people in the room. And however we do that, we do. But all this infighting and this fucking gatekeeping, and Facebook is terrible for it. It's just fucking horrible. And this is why I'm not doing much content on my channel. It's not stopping, but I'm just weary with it. I'm just fucking weary with it all. And it's not the trolls. I mean, I'm still on TikTok. I'm still rampant on TikTok and still get trolled to fuck. And I still answer the trolls and I still answer the same old fucking questions. Over and over and over and over again. I don't care. But I'm speaking to non-vegans there. Here I'm speaking to you guys. And hopefully it'll be passed on to other people. Some of my videos get passed on to non-vegans. But I haven't got the presence that these big influencers have, because I don't have the time to be a big influencer. And this is why I applaud all the big influencers. Vegan Gays, Vegan Gains, David Rams, Lifting Vegan Logic, Sky, Vegan of Course, Joey Armstrong, Earthly Ned. I applaud them all. And they're lucky. They've managed to make it almost into a full-time. Some of them have, some of them haven't. But there's no way I can do what they do unless it becomes a business, unless I make money doing it. And that's not what I want to do. I have got plans this year to try and do as much as I can, but at the moment, I've had a lot going on. I've had a lot going on. And I'm okay, don't worry people, I'm not depressed or anything like that. I've been grieving for the last 6 months since my ADHD diagnosis, so that's a bit of a revelation to know. And I've been trying to push my acting career forward. Been experimenting with my meds at acting class and found that I was getting better feedback at acting class when I took my meds. But then I didn't want to be identified because I took my meds as the crutch I need. So this term I've been doing it without them, and I'm getting there. I've had a big revelation that I'm neurodiverse. Most of you are neurotypical. Accept me the way I am. That's what's happened this summer. I've come to that conclusion. Because for most of my life, I've been trying to fit in. Masking. Been masking to fit in with people and be like people assume, or I've been acting like people assume I should act. People pleaser. So yeah, I'm very, very, at the moment, disillusioned with the vegan movement. Just some of it, just part of it, not all of it. Ugh. Sorry about that. My camera only records for 30 minutes. I didn't realise I'd been talking that long. So, yes, people. People who are vegan I'm happy they're vegan. However they've gone vegan, whatever reason they've gone vegan, I'm happy they're vegan. Should they be advocating for animals? Should they be animal rights activists? Should they be out there spreading the word? To be honest with you, I was just checking it was recording then, the voice. To be honest with you, I really don't give a fuck. I really don't give a fuck. I want people to be vegan. I want people to adopt a vegan lifestyle. I want people to boycott the industry. If they want to do more, if they want to speak up, then they will. But other vegans saying, oh, you're vegan and you're not saying anything, you should be saying something. No, fuck off. Fuck off. If they've gone vegan and they're boycotting that industry and they're no longer contributing to it all, it's good enough for me. That's good enough for me. And you read into that whatever you want to read into it. But that's my goal. And if you're not advocating for animals, then that's fine. Just don't go back to oppression, murder, rape. Just don't go back to it. Leave the animals alone. I'm fucking nervous now because it's not showing any voice things on my voice recording. Yeah. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. And I'm going to do as much as I can. But what I've seen over these last couple of years has really pissed me off. Some of the comments, some of the gatekeeping, some of the arseholes out there who just up their own fucking arses. Up their own fucking arses. Who do they think they are? There's the doers and there's the talkers. There's people who act and do stuff. And there's people who talk about it. It's quite simple. Use any method possible to get someone to go vegan. Once they've made that switch, then teach them, educate them on what really happens. I hope this video hasn't upset any people. If it has, I really don't give a fuck. Don't worry, I'm okay. I don't need anybody to reach out to me. I'm quite happy. I'm content. I'll be doing more content whenever. But I just thought I'd just let off some steam because I think some of this needs to be said. I think some of this needs to be said. And I'm not afraid to say it. So, save the animals. Save the planet. Save yourself. Go vegan. Just go vegan. That's enough for now. Peace.